We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
McCarrigan.
Here.
Scanlon.
Here.
Caldwell.
Here.
Vidlac.
Here.
Solomon.
Here.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
3, for public information, a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is available for review. It's above Tom and Lane. 4, notice of changes in the agenda by the city clerk. Additions may not be made to this agenda less than 24 hours before the beginning of the meeting unless added under item 5 of this agenda. Do we have any changes?
No changes, Your Honor.
Okay, 5, citizens with business not scheduled on the agenda as required by state law. No matter may be considered under this item unless council determines that the matter requires emergency action. Do we have any emergency actions? All right, 6, closed session. A, council reserves the right to enter into closed session if deemed necessary if the item is on the agenda as per section 84-1410 of the Nebraska Revised Statutes. 7, consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar are proposed for adoption by one action for all items unless any member of the council requests that an item be considered separately. Do we have any questions or comments on the consent calendar?
Nope.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Colwell. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 8, public hearings. A, council to conduct a public hearing set for this date at 6 p.m. to receive information regarding the Class C liquor license for Verk Hospitality, Scottsbluff LLC, DBA Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Scottsbluff, 1821 Frontage Road, Scottsbluff, Nebraska. We'll open the public hearing. Yep, do you want to come forward? State your name and address.
Lacey McConkey, 200316, County Road 26, Gearing.
Okay. All right. And are you the new manager of Holiday Inn?
I am the general manager. I have been for 2 years. We just went through a change of ownership.
You did, okay. All right. Kevin?
Lacey, you want to tell us a little bit about your program? It's a manager special, is that what you call it?
Correct. We have a manager's reception Monday through Thursday from 5 to 7 where we serve complimentary beer and wine to guests. So it's literally 8 hours a week that we do it. That myself and I have a hospitality host and my assistant manager, the 3 people that manage that. We're the only 3 people that do the service. We've all completed tips training. All of our registered guests have to be 21 to have a room, so it's not usually an issue. We do card anybody that looks under the age of 40. That's our routine. All our alcohol is under a lock and key when we're not in service. And it's just a great little extra for our guests.
Okay.
And you don't have alcohol for sale
No.
any other time?
No.
That's
No,
it.
we just have the complimentary happy hour.
Okay, all right. And Mayor and Council, as you know, police department conducted a background, found no reason to disqualify anyone. There was a representative here for the liquor committee meeting last Wednesday. And I think it was last Wednesday, the 20th. I think, anyway, after hearing testimony, the liquor committee recommended a positive recommendation to the commission. So,
Okay. All right. And you and the other managers are the only ones that have access to the keys?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? All right, and I have a note here. We have exhibits to enter.
Well, if there's anybody else who wants to speak
Okay.
first,
Anyone else?
then we do these.
Questions, comments? Nope. Okay.
We have exhibit number 1, the application of Verk Hospitality Scotts Bluff LLC doing business as Holiday Inn Express and Suites Scotts Bluff, located at 1821 Frontage Road. Exhibit number 2, the city council checklist. Exhibit number 3, the written statement of police chief. Exhibit number 4, the written statement of city clerk. And exhibit number 5, the written statement of development services.
Okay. All right, we'll close the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
B, council to discuss and consider action on making a recommendation to the Nebraska Liquor Control Commission regarding the Class C liquor license for Verk Hospitality Scottsbluff LLC, DBA Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Scottsbluff, and naming Lacey McConkey as the liquor license manager. Okay,
I move to send a positive recommendation to the liquor control.
I'll second.
okay. Motion by Colwell, second by Scanlon. Any other questions or comments?
No?
Okay, call the roll, please.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
C, council to conduct a public hearing set for this date at 6 p.m. to consider the rezone of tax lot 4B, section 27, township 22 north, range 55 west of the 6 p.m., commonly identified as the northeast corner of Avenue K and South Beltline Highway west from R1A to C3.
Mayor and Council, at the November 12th Planning Commission meeting, the Planning Commission reviewed rezone application for tax lot 4B. This is ABC Nurseries property where all those older tractors were parked. It's been zoned R1A for a while, and he requested to change it to C3, which would match the actual ABC Nursery building. Planning Commission made a positive recommendation on the approval. I would point out that while the comprehensive plan calls for this to be residential, it is located in the floodplain, so it's staff's opinion that commercial would be more appropriate. So, and Planning Commission agreed with that.
Zach, on the map you had, I believe it's just the 2 lots to the north is what we're fixing.
It's all that, the red rig.
Okay, that whole
rectangle,
strip
C3.
there. Okay.
Yep. It's 3 tax parcels, but 1 tax lot.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right. We'll close the public hearing. D, council to conduct a public hearing set for this date at 6 p.m. to consider the acquisition of real estate located at lots 1 and 2, block 2, original town addition to the city of Scottsbluff, more commonly known as 1722 First Avenue, Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Open the public hearing.
Your Honor and Council, this is the school district's building.
Okay.
You've all had an opportunity to look at it. In the beginning, we had an appraisal done. It came in at $250,000. There were some issues with the comparables, and the school district decided to get their own appraisal. Theirs came in at $510,000, and we started negotiating after that. This purchase price is $390,000. That's pretty close to middle, so it was actually a lot of work to get there, but we think that's a fair price. It's going to do what we need in the downtown area to help support the plaza. We need downtown bathrooms. We will utilize it as some office space, and then storage to support the activities in the plaza. So it is the southern boundary of our plaza, so we think it's a great fit for us and well worth the money. We couldn't recreate this space with new construction. So we think it's a good fit. And staff recommends the purchase.
And the building itself is sound.
Yes, in February, MC Schaff and an architect went through the building and did kind of a feasibility study for us to make sure that it would fit the needs that we're considering, and they agreed that it would, so.
And talk about where it's budgeted, how we're paying for it.
This is ARPA funding, so we have $800,000 of ARPA fund dedicated to this project, so.
And are you gonna use internal to help do some of the construction, or?
It depends on what it is. Could be demo, things like that. But as far as putting the bathroom fixtures and stuff in, we're gonna have to contract that.
Okay.
So the money we have budgeted should cover the purchase, and then the remodeling we'll need to do.
That's certainly our hope, yeah.
And before Betsy and I came on, you guys were looking at bathrooms for that area. This is a cheaper option than other ones we've considered.
Yeah, there were a lot of options being considered. Other buildings, purchasing part of another building, there were the recreation of bathrooms inside the plaza. And one of the problems, if we build bathrooms inside the plaza, we have to do it to the capacity of the plaza. So it's gonna be a pretty extensive bathroom inside the plaza. So it's gonna take a lot of space and be very expensive. So this is a pretty viable alternative to doing that.
Okay.
This purchase will also give us some additional parking space, right, for our citizens down.
Yes, there is several parking stalls on the south side of that building. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have any other public comments or questions? Okay. We'll close the public hearing. E, council to discuss and consider action on the real estate purchase agreement with Scottsville Public Schools and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
Move to approve.
Do we have
Second.
Okay, motion by Colwell, second by Scanlon. Any questions, comments?
I appreciate the fact that this is coming from ARPA funding and not from taxpayer funds. And so this is an awesome opportunity to kind of complete the plaza project and add those amenities we've been looking for the past 10 years or so. So this is awesome.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
9, resolution and ordinances. A, council to consider a resolution authorizing the purchase and acquisition of real estate and approving city manager Spencer to sign closing documents for the purchase of the property from Scottsville Public Schools and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution.
Your Honor, council, I might add that this could be August of 2025 before we close. So,
Oh, okay. So sometime down the road.
yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments?
This won't affect any of our ARPA funding having to be spent by a certain time.
By December of 26, it has to be spent. It has to be obligated by December of this year.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
B, council to discuss and consider action on the amended pay resolution and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution.
now, Your Honor and council, the pay resolution is back before you. Our stormwater specialist, Leanne Soto, has resigned her position, so we're going to be replacing her, but we want to make some adjustments. We're going to, this gives us a unique opportunity to make these adjustments to, we want to create the position of Development Services Assistant. And they're gonna be the general contact for development services, but they're gonna do the stormwater portion or those duties. And our floodplain administrator is going to, those duties and responsibilities are gonna shift over to our GIS coordinator, Taylor. So he'll go to a training in February and become certified to be our floodplain administrator, and we think that's a really good fit. And it's going to, for our stormwater specialists, they're gonna have other duties, and we think it's gonna be a better fit for us and a better fit for them as well. So having said all of that, there's another adjustment. Right now we're without animal control over at the police department, and that was also code enforcement. And we're going to split those duties apart again. We're going to bring a compliance officer back over to City Hall to work under Zach and Development Services. We think that's a more natural, better fit, and we'll be able to help the code compliance officers and learn some of those duties as well. But I think this could be the first time, I think, that we're going to take code enforcement serious and really take a hard look at some cleanup and getting some of those things done. And in doing that, we'll take our animal control code compliance officer and make that person a community service officer. And they'll do our animal control, but they'll also have some duties like tagging vehicles for tow, unattached vehicles, things like that. And I think in doing all of this, we're gonna be able to provide better service to the community and do some of the duties that we haven't been able to for a while. So that's why this is back before you.
So it's the same number of positions, we're just changing titles and kind of duties.
We're actually gonna add one.
Right,
And
one.
yeah, we're gonna add one. And that's being created by splitting off animal control and code enforcement.
Okay.
So that's where that's coming from. It's not gonna change the personnel money in the budget. We're gonna do it within the budget. So, but we will add a position.
Weren't we sharing Leanne with Gearing?
With Gearing,
Yeah,
And Terrytown.
and Terrytown.
with stormwater?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, she did the
Tri-Cities
stormwater.
Stormwater Board.
Yeah.
so then will we not do that with them anymore?
No, we
We've
will.
Okay,
With these stormwater. We did have an agreement with Gearing and we were sharing Leanne for 2 days a week,
right,
but that will most likely go away.
okay.
We're still trying to react to the news, but we think we'll have plenty of work over here for this person.
Okay.
So, and we're having discussions with Gearing. They're well aware of what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Okay.
So,
Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Do we have a second? I'll second it. Do we have any other questions or comments?
Are there any other changes in there besides those?
there was one, and it was an increase. And it wasn't the cause of this coming back to you, but I bumped the Public Works Director up to a 32. And as we're in the search for a new one, it became pretty evident that our pay was a little low for that position. So we bumped it up. So,
Thank you.
Call the roll, please.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Goodlatte.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
C, council to consider action on the first reading of the ordinance to consider the rezone of tax lot 4B, section 27, township 22 north, range 55 west of the 6 p.m. commonly identified as the northeast corner of Avenue K and South Beltline Highway West from R1A to C3. Okay.
An ordinance of the city of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, dealing with zoning, amending section 25-1-4 by updating the official zoning district map to show that tax lot 4B, a part of the northeast quarter of section 27, township 22 north, range 55 west of the 6th principal meridian, Scottsbluff County, Nebraska, currently zoned as R-1A, single-family residential, will now be included in C-3, heavy commercial, repealing prior section 25-1-4, providing for an effective date and providing for publication in pamphlet form.
Okay. 10, petitions, communications, and public input. A, council to discuss and consider action on the manager change amendment from the Nebraska Liquor Control Commission naming Nicole Green as the liquor license manager of Walgreens Company, 205 West 27th Street, Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Yeah. State your
Nicole
name
Green.
and address.
Nicole Green, 1301 Avenue F in Scottsbluff.
Okay. And you're coming on as the new manager?
As the new store manager of Walgreens, yes.
Okay. How do you guys handle your liquor there?
It's a pretty small amount of alcohol. We have a few beer in the cooler part, and then we have a small wine section on the floor. So we don't really have any back stock. Myself or our inventory specialist or the shift leads or floor managers are the only ones allowed to receive and stock those items.
Okay.
And you've done this before?
I'm new to doing that part of it. I've been in pharmacy with Walgreens for most of the 20-some years that I've been with them. But I recently, around February of this year, started taking on more of the store side with receiving that kind of stuff.
And Nicole, this is because of a retirement?
Yes, that is correct.
Yep, and you have a point of sale, that system that actually interrupts the sale?
Yes, our system, our cash registers are set up to when any kind of age-restricted item is scanned, it stops the sale and you have to scan a driver's license, the back of the driver's license, in order to continue the sale forward.
All right. Any other questions? Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Solomon, second by Bidlack. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Bidlack.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 11, bids and awards. A, council to consider awarding the bid for 2 new 1/2-ton four-wheel drive pickup trucks for the Parks Department to Trans-West Ford in the amount of $90,000.
Your Honor and Counsel, this is a budgeted item. The Parks Department's going to be trading off a 1999 and a 2001 Ford F-150. So they've taken very good care of those vehicles evidently. They've lasted a long time. And we received 3 bids. One of them did not meet the specs. The next lowest was Trans-West Ford, and the amount of $90,000. I did go back and look at state bid to make sure we were in the ballpark, and we were actually a little bit less than state bid by doing it this way. So I was pretty impressed by that. So staff is recommending that you award the bid to Trans-West Ford for the 2 pickups.
And the cost is for both?
What's that?
That 90,000 is for both?
For both,
Yeah.
both vehicles, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Colwell, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Solomon.
Yes.
Bidlack.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
B, council to consider awarding the bid for the Riverside Park Facilities hail damage repair to Twin City Roofing and Sheet Metal Inc. in the amount of $97,652.32.
Yep, Mayor and council, happy to report we received 2 bids on this, so things are really looking up in that regard. This bid is well below the engineer's estimate, and Twin City Roofing and Sheet Metal was low at $97,652. We recommend you award it to them.
Are these the park shelters down there?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
C, council to consider awarding the bid for a new Kubota MX 5400 HST utility tractor for the Parks Department to Sandberg Implement Inc. in the amount of $39,649.39.
Yep, Mayor and council, this is a new piece of equipment for the Parks Department. It was budgeted. This is from Sourcewell, so it meets our bid requirements. The tractor was actually $49,000, but with the Sourcewell discount of $9,900, the final price is $39,649. So,
Wow.
And you budgeted 60 just for one?
yes.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
I'll move to approve the bid.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Colwell. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
D, council to consider awarding the bid for a new Kubota RTV X1100 for the Parks Department to Sandberg Implement Inc. in the amount of $25,569.05.
This is another Sourcewell bid, so it meets the bid requirement. This is replacing the 2007 RTV 900 that they'll be trading in. They'll get $3,000 for the trade. The Kubota RTV 1100 was $35,000. Sourcewell discount $6,800, trade $3,000. Its final price is $25,569. So, and we had $40,000 budgeted, so we're well below the budgeted amount. If you have any questions, our Parks Director's in the audience, Matt Carpenter. So I don't know that you guys have met him before, so.
I had a couple quick
Okay.
questions. Is the first one, is it like a backhoe front loader type tractor?
More of a front loader, yeah, small utility tractor, versatile to get through parks, easier, not make ruts, that type of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of uses.
And what's the second one?
Second ones are RTV, so we use that a lot for spraying. Our sprayer goes in the back, so we can run the pathway, spray along the pathway, through all the parks, everything like that.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Scanlon, second by Colwell. Any questions or comments?
It's nice to see all these local businesses submitting bids and getting awarded the bids.
Yep, Sandberg, yep,
It's nice to see the discounts.
yes.
Okay, call the roll, please.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
12, reports from staff, boards, and commissions. A, council to discuss and consider action on the Scottsbluff County Keno Remote Location Operation Agreement and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
And Mayor and Council, this is our Keno agreement. This is exactly like the previous one that was signed in 2021. We've been doing this for a long time now. If you have any specific questions about Keno, I'll be glad to answer them. This gives us 5%. We only have one satellite location right now in Scottsbluff, and that's Rax. So our balance in Keno funds right now is $323,000. We purchased that Christmas tree with Keno funds, and we also paid $7,250 to Roadrunner to help support them. So
Do we get very many requests for Keno funds? I don't recall very many.
we haven't recently. We need to take a look at revamping that program a little bit. You know, we've been looking at the zoo possibly as a recipient of some upcoming Keno funds.
Okay.
So,
What are the requirements, Kevin, to qualify for Keno funds?
community betterment.
Just community betterment.
Community betterment, yeah.
And if we don't spend down the funds, are we allowed to carry it over?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Colwell, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 13, recognition of outgoing council members. A, council to recognize Angela Scanlon and Jordan Colwell for their years of service to the Scottsbluff City Council. All right. So I guess I'll start with Jordan first, since he's next to me. So Kevin, do you want to come over too, or do you want us to go out front?
Whatever you want to do.
All right, we'll take you out front.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give it.
Jordan, so I just want to thank you for your years of service on the council, and I give you the best of luck in the future, and so if you ever decide to come back, I'm sure Kevin has a committee for you to be on. So thank you very much for All right, Miss Angela. So, once again, I want to thank you for your years of service. It's been a pleasure working with you, so. And you too can come back and serve in a role for us too, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care. See ya. Take care.
Jordan's out of here.
2022, you better go.
With
Can I come get all my stuff after?
I'll buy you some time. I want to thank Jordan and Angela both. When they started in December of 2020, we were well into COVID, so it was some pretty trying times. So there's been a lot of challenges over the past 4 years, and I know over the last 2, I really feel like we've accomplished a lot, and it's a pretty good feeling. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
yes.
both.
Our pleasure.
You can leave a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it comes first. What about my pen, Ken?
You can have it.
Yes. Thank you. 4 years and I finally got the best pen I've ever used.
All right, so 14, announcement of new council members and oath of office. A, announcement of names of individuals qualified to be seated as members of the city council and pledging oath of office by the newly elected council and acknowledgement that appropriate bonds are in place. Newly elected council members are seated. Okay,
It's time for the oath.
yep.
Jerry? Scott?
Are you doing that?
Kim? No, Kim. I would love to, but
want to.
Kim, no, Kim can do it.
Yep, if you both want to stand just. I state your name,
I, Jerry Stricker,
I, Scott Phillips,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or for purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or for purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of the office of council member according to law and to the best of my ability,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of the office of council member according to law and to the best of my ability.
and I do further swear that I do not advocate, nor am I a member of any political party or organization that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States or of this state by force or violence,
And I do further swear that I will not advocate nor am I a member of any political party or organization that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States or of this state by force or violence.
and that during such time as I am in this position, I will not advocate nor become a member of any political party or organization that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States or of this state by force or violence,
And that during such time as I'm in this position, I will not advocate nor become a member of any political party or organization that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States or this state by force or violence.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right.
They gotta keep their name too. Oh, so I'm gonna keep it.
Looking right there.
What are you doing over there?
All right. So B, roll call of the new council.
McCarrigan,
Here.
Phillips,
Here.
Vidlac,
Here.
Solomon,
Here.
Stricker,
Here.
All right. C, election of mayor or president of the council. Do we have a nomination for the mayor or president of the council?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a nomination for mayor,
Okay,
and that is Betsy Vidlac.
all right. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Stricker,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Vidlac,
Yes.
McCarrigan,
No.
Solomon,
No?
Okay.
That's three.
Three?
Majority.
Okay. So we have an election of a mayor as Betsy Vidlac. All right. D, election of vice president of the council. Do we have a nominee for vice president of the council?
I would like to nominate Jeannie.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay. Call the roll, please.
Vidlac,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Stricker,
Yes.
McCarrigan,
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
Okay, E, council to consider appointment to various committees for a 2-year term. Okay,
I have a list. We have the PAD, Panhandle Area Development District. It's currently me, and it was Councilmember Scanlon.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was asking Taylor, I thought the list was on the back of our agenda thing, yeah. It's the last one, so.
Yeah, last page.
Sorry to interrupt, Kevin.
No, that's fine.
You read?
So there we go.
Gotta read through all that stuff.
Yep. So we're at A, and I go to all of those meetings. And if you guys want to appoint an alternate, that would be great. So if somebody wanted to do that.
Kevin, what does that
The Panhandle Area Development District, they administer our CDBG funding when we have it. They do grant writing for us, and they do that for the region, for the district. So these meetings, they're pretty consistent. They meet once a month. They consist of the executive director, they have a grant writer, and they have a planner on staff. But the meetings usually consist of financials, going over the grants that they administer, things like that. So, yep, Jerry?
And where are these meetings? Do they rotate around the Panhandle?
No, they don't. They've traditionally always been here in Scottsbluff. At the Cirrus House at the, they have a conference room across the street from the Cirrus House.
Well, I don't know if Scott is interested, but I would be interested in being an alternate on that. It's development is kind of some of the stuff I've done for a long time. But it's obviously, I'm open to it.
So we'll leave Kevin on there, and then you as the alternate, Jerry?
And
All right.
is that all right, Scott? Fine.
The drain committee, I'll just speak up on this because Kevin was asking me about it today. We don't do very many meetings on the drain committee. It usually comes into play when a property opens up that is over our drain. We are in the drain committee with the county of Scottsbluff, and we've adopted a program to say as these properties become available, we'll try to acquire them because we don't want a house setting over a portion of the Scottsbluff drain because it's our flood control mechanism through the county. Luckily, we haven't had a large problem with that, but we probably meet, I don't know, once a year, maybe once every other year. We probably should meet because Lynn Garten was our community rep for the city of Scottsbluff, and he retired in August, I think it was. So there probably will be a meeting in 2025 just to reorganize because Lynn had kind of taken the reins of that committee, even on behalf of Scottsbluff County. But that's what the drain committee does. We make sure we comply with the requirements that the state requires for the drainage of the entire county. We own 60% of it, the county owns 40% of it. That's what the committee does.
Have you ever attended, Matt? I don't
never
think I've
had a
ever
meeting.
attended.
Oh, you've been on there. You should stay then because by God, we're gonna have a meeting.
It's gonna be a good time.
We are gonna do it.
yeah.
So if it's okay, we'll leave you two.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Because I'll be at all those meetings too, so.
All right.
Moving on to Panhandle Humane Society. It's currently Councilmember Solomon, and it was our animal control officer, but we'll plug the community service officer into that role. Matt, you good with staying on that committee?
I can.
If you don't mind, Matt, that's actually one I'm
Did
interested
you
in.
interested?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine, that's fine. Okay.
And then the MPPD Retail Community Customer Committee, that's me or my designee. That's really been in flux. There's really only one person in the office here locally now, and that's Dennis Wiedemann, and he does a lot of the field work. And Melody's gonna be retiring, and there'll be a new person stepping into her role, but they'll be in Shadron. So I do stay in touch with MPPD occasionally. And then the youth council has been,
Yeah,
Jeannie?
when they show up, yeah. So,
And Riverside Discovery Center Board. I know Matt attends those meetings, both Matts, Matt Carpenter and Matt Solomon, so.
I'm okay staying on.
Okay.
And I think he does a great job on that.
I do too. The 911 Steering Committee, we have me and Chief Shingle. I would recommend moving Chief Shingle over and appointing one of the police captains as the alternative.
okay.
Makes sense.
And we can probably just put police captain as the alternative. Or the alternate, sorry. And WNED, that's 2 council members. I know Sharia goes to all of
Sharia
those
goes to
meetings.
all.
Have you been going?
I've went to some, I haven't went to all of them. Their time is
Okay.
kind of hard. For me, it's like a Thursday at 1.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it's kind of a weird time, but, I mean,
Understood.
I'm willing to stay on, because Sharia does go all the time as well, so I know we
Yeah.
have somebody there, but
My suggestion would be to appoint Sharia as well.
Yeah.
And either make her the primary or the alternate, so that.
What is that committee's primary role?
Western Nebraska Economic Development, I think I actually started here in Scottsbluff. But they are a regional group that meets. Housing is a big focus. They've completed our most recent housing study. So when you go to our website, that was done and funded by WNED. So economic development for the region is also one of their concerns.
childcare.
So it's a good,
yeah.
it's a good group.
Where do the players come from?
The people,
Yep.
The towns.
Yeah, each
Yeah.
town has
Bayer,
a
Mitchell,
Representative,
yeah.
yeah,
Scottsbluff.
it's the region. TCD, I think is kind of heading those
They
on,
kind of
kind
convene it, yeah.
of organizing it.
But I think is it still like in Gearing? I think they meet in person in Gearing, because you have to be in person to vote. So I think there's
Yes.
sometimes where you have to,
Yeah.
but Sharia
there.
has done that for us,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so,
I mean, I'm sure if someone else is interested, that would work better for their time. That is absolutely fine with me too.
Well, it's another one that it's a development that
Be
I
interested.
probably have a little bit more time than you want to have.
That'd be fine.
But I don't want to start getting like a full-time job.
Right.
yeah, we got a few more to go here.
I think they meet every other
So put
month.
Jerry on there instead of,
I don't think it's every month. I think it's every other month.
It could be every other month,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So who are we putting on that?
Jerry.
Jerry said he
Jerry.
was willing.
Unless you really want to stay.
I'm good with,
Jerry and Sharia, or,
yeah, I think so.
because she's definitely going, so
So is Sharia the primary then?
I'd put her as alternate,
Is
Oh, it's
is
alternate,
alternate?
okay.
yeah. And then the investment committee was Ginny and Jordan. So,
What does that committee
What do you guys?
they are instrumental in budget, but they haven't been very
They've met. I haven't
active.
ever-
So,
Yeah, we haven't ever met.
Well, your name's not on it.
so, yeah, if we needed to, I'll get some others' opinions during budget time or something like that. That's when we would consult and get together. But really, the way we've been doing it is at workshop,
Right.
having those conversations,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
coming up with those ideas, and that includes the whole council.
Sure. Okay.
So, I don't know, do you think we need? Yeah,
Get rid of the investment committee?
I think so.
Because there's gonna be a motion at the end of all this,
Oh,
by
okay.
the way, in a second, and then we'll update all this
Okay.
stuff
Okay.
with names and,
Okay.
hopefully, there'll be a motion.
We're getting rid of the investment committee. For now.
We're gonna get rid of it,
Yeah.
see if the motion passes.
Then our Tri-City Active Living Advisory Council, currently it's Jeannie McCarrigan and Taylor Stevens.
Yeah, Taylor attends those, because they're,
Well, since you've hired on
Hang on.
Tevye daily,
Hang
yeah,
on, Taylor. I would recommend that we put the rec director, Tevye
Yeah.
Daly. I think that
Yeah.
would be a more appropriate
Yeah.
fit.
and I'm okay if someone else takes that one, because it's about like biking and
Yeah,
walking and street safety and,
Pathways and stuff.
yeah,
right. And walkability,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
I would,
and they meet quite frequently, so, yeah.
I would go on that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then Region 22 Emergency Management Advisory Board, currently Chief Shingle, I would certainly recommend him stay on that committee. He does a great job on that. So. And then Heartland Expressway,
Yeah,
myself and Sheree
yeah,
go to
you guys
those.
go to those,
So
yeah.
if you want to put me and Sheree on that, I'm okay with that. I'm sure she is too.
Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I have enough other meetings to go to.
Sure you do.
So,
Just put me as primary and Sheree as the alternate.
okay. All
That's it.
right.
Well, Kevin, why don't you recap this so there could be a motion made, what do you say?
Okay, all right. Starting at the top, Panhandle Area Development District, City Manager and Councilmember Stricker. Scottsbluff Drain Committee, Councilmember Solomon and Mayor Vidlac. Panhandle Humane Society, Councilmember Scott Phillips. MPPD Retail Community Customer Committee will be myself or my designee. Youth Council, Jeannie McCarrigan, you
Yep.
gonna stay there? Yep, okay. Riverside Discovery Center Board, Matt Solomon, 911 Steering Committee, Chief Shingle and Police Captain will be the alternate. Western Nebraska Economic Development Committee will be the primary will be Councilmember Stricker and Sharia. And Tri-City Active Living Advisory Council will be our Recreation Director, Tevye Daly, and Councilmember Phillips. And Region 22 Emergency Management Advisory Board will be Chief Tom Shingle. And the Heartland Express will be, primary will be myself, and the alternate will be Sharia.
And just for the clarification in the minutes, then we're gonna remove the investment committee from this list and appointment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
With Tri-City Active, is Tevye the primary or is she the alternate?
Let's go primary Tevye and Scott, alternate.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. Do you have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve
Do you have a-
the positions.
do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Stricker, second by Vidlac. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Stricker?
Yes.
Vidlac?
Yes.
Solomon?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
McCarrigan?
Yes. 15, council reports informational only. This item is intended for council members to update and inform other council members of meetings attended since the last city council meeting. Do we have any updates?
I've got one for the zoo.
Okay.
So this Saturday I went to the release of the new Tiger. So he came out Saturday and they were worried about if he would be socialized with public. Sometimes they're not. And they're a little aggressive or very shy and they won't come out. And he just zipped right out. It didn't even faze him that the people were there. So he explored the whole area. He seemed very, very comfortable, happy. They have had tigers that actually aren't real comfortable with people, a little growly, and this one's very laid back. So the name contest was held. His name is Raj. He's a hungry eater. He eats 15 pounds a day. So I guess that's a standard meal for him. And he's doing healthy. He's doing really well. He doesn't mind the cold. I did ask that question if the winter's going to be an issue, and he's Siberian. And so the cold's no issue at all, doesn't faze him at all. In fact, the opposite may be true. The summer might be more difficult, but the winter doesn't faze him at all. It was a good-sized crowd. They had 250 people Saturday. Yeah, I guess we want to go and show him, Taylor. This is him playing around in his new enclosure. That's a big, huge, solid, like medicine ball size. And just like a kitten. All the toys he want, and they think he didn't have much enrichment where he came from. So all these toys he really, really interacts with, and he was batting that thing everywhere. So anyways, he seems happy. It's been a good move for the zoo. So Saturday they had 250 people attend for the Tiger event, and they raised $4,000, which was good. A Spooktacular, I finally got numbers on that for you. So they had 3,500 over all the different Spooktacular days that they had, which is really good. And they raised $23,000, which that's really a big boost to get through the winter season, because the winter's tough because you don't have the visitation. So things are looking good. And then if you got those last pictures, Mountain Lions doing well. They are next on the list for rescued mountain lions, and so they are next up to, if there's one found soon, they have the option to bring it in and see if they can't get the two to coordinate and share space together. I imagine it'll probably have to be same gender, but anyway, that's a possibility. And Bonnie, of course, is still around, and Jeannie will be happy to know that was I don't know why they named that the mayor of the zoo, so Bonnie's the mayor. So there you go. That's the update.
Good report.
Okay. Anything else?
I have one thing for Kevin. When I first came and got appointed to Planning Commission, I think you've all heard that I wanted to come and introduce myself, and I think on the consent, we had a person that's taken my spot on the Planning Commission, and I was wondering if we could just meet her.
Think we can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary, do you want to introduce yourself? You can thank Jerry for this.
Well, I'm Mary Bowman. I live at 1916 10th Avenue. Have been in Scottsbluff for about a year and a half. Prior to that, I lived in Gearing. I was on the Gearing Planning Commission for about 6 years and served as the chairman of the Planning Commission for the last 3 years when I was there. So I'm happy to be in Scottsbluff and just wanted to get engaged and get involved in the community.
Mary comes highly recommended from Gearing and her work she did at the Planning Commission there. So,
thank you.
Welcome. We look forward to working with you.
Yeah.
A definite upgrade to the planning.
I wasn't gonna say that.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Vidlac, second by Solomon. Call the roll, please.
Stricker?
Yes.
Vidlac?
Yes.
Solomon?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
McCarrigan?
Yes.